Hello, this is Kevin Fear, and this is Pillow Talk, a show about sleep. If you were with us in the last segment, welcome back. If you're just joining us, welcome. It's funny because this show plays all over New York State, at least everywhere from Pennsylvania to Canada, up central New York, okay, out through Utica. And it's run in some towns where we don't have stores yet. For example, the Binghamton market, and people are probably turning on the radio and going, who the heck is this guy? But listen, folks, if you're listening, we have a store near you, and it is not unusual at all for people to drive an hour to 2 hours to come shop with us because we're so different and good at what we do. And I'm tooting my own horn a little bit, but we deliver all the way up to the Canadian border. I just, where the heck was the guy I did the other day? All the way up on the other side of Messina, Oswegatchie, and all up through those areas, all the way up to Lake Placid. We go all the way up through there. We go all the way out. I had somebody come in the other day from Schenectady, into my new Hartford store. We have people come from the Rochester area, all the way Binghamton, Elmira. People drive in. Why? You say they drive by 10 other mattress stores to get to you. Why do they come to Mattress Express? Because we have all the brands. Nobody else in New York State has all these brands under one roof. Tempur-Pedic, Stearns & Foster, Sealy, Purple. When I say Purple, some people will say they have Purple. We have 10 different Purple mattresses on the floor, virtually their whole lineup. Some people will have 2 or 3 of their mattresses and say, oh, we have Purple. You think Purple makes just one mattress? You're wrong. They make 10. We have Puffy, which is a huge national brand. They come with a lifetime warranty. They are awesome. We're their largest retailer in the country. Awesome. The Smart Bed by Instant Comfort. We used to call it a different name, but we can't call it that name anymore. It's the Smart Bed. You can make each side as soft or as firm as you like. You can elevate each head independently. We have the Flex Head and King or Queen. It's got a 25-year industry-leading warranty, a reversible cover. One of their competitors is Sleep Number. So before you buy one of those, I would highly advise you to shop ours and compare. We have Personal Comfort, which is another form of air adjustable. We have Posh and Lavish, which is an all latex exclusive, all natural. I sleep on it. It's unbelievable. It's like floating on water. A full line of Therapeutic. We have the largest selection of flex head beds in New York State. A flex head bed, I've said this many times, but if you're joining us for the first time, if you're looking down at your mattress from the ceiling, it has a slit in the top third right down the center. So it has 2 independent heads that can go up and down independently, but you don't have that gap all the way down the middle. And we have them in kings and queens, and we have them in inner spring, and we have them in foam, and people love them. You want to sleep with your partner. One person wants to elevate their head or elevate it a little less or a little more, but you can still have that cuddle zone in the middle. And yes, you can do the feet independently as well. They're unbelievable, and they're not that expensive. Currently we have a queen with an adjustable base with sheets, because everybody goes, what about the sheets? With sheets for $14.99. All right. We have no credit check payment plans. It goes on and on. Nevertheless, so make the drive. I'm telling you, we'll make it worth your while. The farther you come, the more inclined we are to make sure, we'll do it with everybody, but we're going to make it worth your while. Believe me. Say, listen, I drove all the way from X to come see you, and we will impress you. Come see us. All right. Today, we're talking about an article about sleeping with children. You know, a lot of these things I go over, I pluck from my personal life, and I married for the second time in my life recently, and my wife, it was her second time, and she had children later in life and is 9 years younger than me. So we have 3 children in the household, which honestly, I'm having a lot of fun with at my age. I'm a little older to have 3 children. I'm 56 years old, and I have a 7, 9, and 13-year-old. And some of you are probably going, holy moly, I'm having a blast because I've never had kids. It's fun. And I don't know, I like it. And they're great kids. So, but more times than not, I wake up and there's a kid in the bed. Not all the time, but the 2 littles, we call them, the younger ones, tend to crawl in bed with mom in the middle of the night once in a while. We don't sleep with them. Let's make that clear, because some people do. We don't sleep with them. But They wake up with their, or have a bad dream. You remember, right? When your kids were young or when you were a kid, have a bad dream, can't sleep. They come crawl in bed with mom. And I wake up and I don't even know that there's a rollover and there's a little kid cuddle up with mom. So I thought it'd be an interesting article. Should I be co-sleeping with my child? Because some people sleep with their children. And it says, understanding the common terms. Oh, this is a article from children's.com. Children's.com. It's actually, the website is called Children's Health. This is I don't see a date on this article, but nevertheless, it's called, Should I Be Co-Sleeping with My Child? Help your child become an independent sleeper for lifelong healthy habits. Understanding common terms. Co-sleeping is the practice of sleeping in the same bed with your child or in close proximity. Bed sharing, a subtype of co-sleeping. This is when the child shares the bed with one or both parents. Solitary sleeping. This is the child sleeping in his or her own room or his or her own sleep surface. Okay. Reactive co-sleeping. This is when the child goes to bed in his or her own room, but then wakes in the night and ends up in the parent's bed at some point overnight. That's what I was talking about. Pros and cons of co-sleeping. Research indicates the following benefits for children who sleep on their own. I think at the end of the day, you're going to find out that they're going to say the child is better off sleeping on their own, right? Less difficulty falling asleep for children that sleep on their own, tend to sleep longer and wake less, fewer problems waking up in the morning, fewer future sleep problems. Establishing healthy sleep habits. One main drawback to co-sleeping, says this doctor in the article, is that young children do not establish healthy sleep habits early on. How to transition your child into his or her own bedroom. By the way, you can email me at pillowtalkquestion@gmail.com. You can share your feedback on some of these articles if you think what I'm going over is right or wrong, or you want to share your own ideas. I'm happy to go over them. I keep forgetting to do my question of the week. I'll do that in the next segment. How to transition your child into his or her own room if you are co-sleeping. Do it gradually. Most kids and parents respond best to a more gradual transition, which occurs over days or weeks. With this method, your child gradually learns that he or she can fall asleep with you in the room with him or her. Don't give up. Transitioning your child to his or her own room isn't certainly a one-night process. Some children can make the transition in just 3 or 4 nights, while other children may take up to 2 weeks or even months. Now, I wasn't in these children's life when they transferred from a crib to a mattress, but I would assume it's the same type of process. Be consistent. Establish the bedtime routine and be consistent about where your child sleeps. The bed he or she goes to and wakes up in, and that he or she must remain in his or her room upon the middle of the night waking. Use a reward system. Depending on the age of your child, you may consider using a sleep chart or reward system for helping transition your child to his or her room. This system is most appropriate for children over the age of 3. This is an article about co-sleeping with your children. If you're just joining us, this is Kevin Fear. And the last, tips for developing a good night bedtime routine. I talk about this all the time. You need a bedtime routine. Make sure the routine ends in the child's bedroom. Begin the routine with a warm bath. Brush and floss your child's teeth or have them do it. Read a story together. Sing a relaxing song. Talk to your child about a favorite positive event of the day. No electronics 1 to 2 hours before bedtime. Give bottle before teeth brushing and bath. Put child in his or her own bed when drowsy but not asleep. Do not rock the child to sleep. It creates a sleep association. We've got just a little bit of time left. That leads me to my next topic. When you go to get your child a mattress, one of my pet peeves is when people walk in and say, "What's your cheapest twin?" Now, I know, if you're on a budget and that's all you can afford, it's fine. We've got them. But some people just go, "Oh, they only need that." Their body is forming. Their back is forming. You don't have to spend $1 million. Get them a decent mattress, right? You want your child to grow up and, their body is forming every night. You want them to develop as positively as possible, right? So, okay, I'm done. Kevin Fear, president of Mattress Express. This is Pillow Talk, a show about sleep. We're heading into break. If you want to know more about us, go to mattressexpressny.com. If you want to call my stores, dial 1-800-NEW-BEDS during business hours. If you want to email me, email pillowtalkquestion@gmail.com. Stick around for our final break. We'll be right back after this.